we share the things that are better? Why can't we share the things that are
Hey everyone, I'm here with David Pocock, who is an elite athlete, rugby player that many of you will know, and he captained the Wallabies, among many other illustrious achievements, as well as being a great citizen. David, thanks so much for coming on the show tonight.
Thanks, Chris.
I want to start by asking, you strike me as different to the ordinary athlete in many ways. Do you reflect upon the role of what it is that you're doing in sports and in society a lot?
Yeah, it is something I've thought about a lot, the role of sport in society. And I guess some of my heroes growing up, one of them was someone like Muhammad Ali, who I felt used sport to actually try and make society a better place, stood for something, paid an amazing price for it at the time, but is now remembered as a bit of a hero. So I think sport is at its best when it's actually challenging society to be more inclusive, to create spaces for people to come together, challenge themselves, learn really important skills.
Do you think that the lessons that you learn from that sort of camaraderie and closeness and shared experience that you get from sport is something that you are looking to find ways to bring, sort of now that you're sort of towards the end of your career, to bring into other parts of life, and how are you finding that?
Yeah, something I've been thinking about as you're kind of confronted with, yep, this is the end of sport, and it feels right to move on, and I guess I'm very grateful to be able to make that choice. A lot of guys I've played alongside haven't, and it's been sort of forced upon them. But yeah, finding ways to follow other interests and feel that same sense of purpose and drive and fulfillment.
I want to come to a bit more of that in a minute, but before, I want to ask you a question about actual sports performance. So when you're on the field, can you picture a moment that is, do you have it like in your own heart, like a highlight of your career, like the favourite thing that you did, that you're most sort of proud of?
It's a strange thing when you think back. There's often, just little snippets that stand out, and they're hardly ever kind of personal performance. It's always a special moment in a team, or the feeling, of satisfaction after a good win. One that always stands out for me was playing in Pretoria, where my grandfather went to school, and he was a big supporter of the team that we were playing. And I was playing for the Western Force, who were, given no chance of beating the mighty Blue Bulls, and we beat them. Yeah. And afterwards, just seeing my grandfather, with tears in his eyes,
that's so nice.
Just being so proud with all of his mates from school. I don't know, that sort of thing really stands out, rather than the time you scored a try or whatever.
Yeah, so I want to talk about the time where you're scoring a try, or you must have spent innumerate hours, preparing your body and mind, and in all these situations, even across your career and all the games and distressing points. When you're playing and playing well, like as part of a unit that's doing the same, what does it feel like? Do you feel like you form memories in the same way, or is it just like, does it all sort of melt away? And is it a meditation in some way? Or I'm just really interested in that experience, because it's one that I'll never have.
Well, I think you'd probably experience it in music, where you are so absorbed, so caught up in the moment that you're not actually thinking about what you're doing. You're just making decisions, and I'd call it what you want, flow state, or I think it's something that every athlete or performer knows, and you try and tailor all your preparation to be able to get to that space when you need to. And I mean, that's the great challenge about something like professional sport, is that you've got this whole week preparing to be judged based on 80 minutes, and that's all that really matters.
Thanks so much for sharing your time and your thoughts with us, David.
Why can't we share the things that are better? Why can't we share